I'm back and I wanted to show you a few of the creations. So this is a little creature that I decided to make out of the bottom half of this one. And there's stuffing that's coming out. So what I'm gonna do, what I did is I cut a piece of the old sock, and that is going to be sewn on to the bottom here. And just to go over the basics of the whip stitch, the whip stitch is like a corkscrew. That's the stitch that I prefer. The running stitch is the one that is like a dolphin. It goes up and down. I prefer the whip stitch, the corkscrew stitch. So I'm just going to show you how you would start by sewing things together. So you want to get your material and get your thread in there. That knot is not big enough. It just jumped out of there. And start sewing this on. And I'm going to sew this until I use up almost all of the thread. And there's something very important for all of you to remember when you get to the end of your thread that during class a lot of you were forgetting to do. I'll give you a minute to think about what that is. Whoa, this is getting a little bunched up. And if you can all remember, it is called, let me find my sign, it is called the lock stitch. So the lock stitch is when you sew 3 times in one spot so the stitches don't come apart. I should have written down the word lock stitch on this piece of paper. So you can pick any place on this to sew 3 times, but you want to leave enough thread to be able to do it. So you don't want to sew your thread all the way down to the nub of the needle. You want to leave a bit of room for that. So I'll try to go fast. Well, I'll just show you what a lock stitch is. You'd go 1, 2, 3, then you cut your thread with the scissors, or I'll cut it with the scissors, rethread it. Rethreading it is where you put new thread inside. And so I'm not quite done with this. I still need to sew this up. Still need to sew it up. And I also was thinking of maybe adding this tail, which would be super cute. And possibly one of the arms, maybe have a one-armed creature or do 2 arms on this. I'm not sure yet. So I just wanted to show you, and you would sew those on. Now I want to show you how to sew on a button. So I've decided to make a little sock creature. There's a button I've already sewn on. I'm doubling my buttons because I think it looks kind of cute. You want to start on the inside. Inside. You can also have a parent at home help you. It would be kind of a fun thing to do as a family since we're all stuck together during this time. It'd be something fun to do together. See what kind of creatures you come up with. So you come up and then you go back in a different hole and go back through. If you can't see this video very well, you can always Google on YouTube how to sew on buttons. There's a lot of great YouTube videos, art videos that are already out there. You just pretty much think of a topic and Google it, and there's all kinds of resources. And then if you do not lock this somehow in place, your button will fall off. So again, remember to lock stitch, and I'll show you that right now. So I'm going to do another one. So lock stitching, you do it on the inside, it looks better. You just find somewhere and you go 1, 2, 3, I'm going to do another one, 4, I'm going to do another one, 5. That will not come off. Then you have your little creature. Oh, well, my eyes are a little wide. I wanted it over there, but I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm filling it with a few beans. You can fill it with rice, or you can fill it with old stuffing from these stuffed animals. It's up to you. I know we're trying to be careful with food, and we're trying to save our food so we don't have to go to the grocery store. So you want to check with your parents check with them to see what kind of stuffing they would want you to use. And then you have your little creature. You could do some sort of mouth. You could either draw a mouth. And with this, you want to take your needle and thread and sew this up. So let me do a knot. You could just take this, bunch it up, and you take your needle and thread and just start sewing into this every which way. Just put a lot of thread in there. I did not leave enough thread. I have to rethread this, but you get the idea. So just really start sewing that up, and you have that. This is another creature that is being made. We put the ears from the other stuffed animal on the sheep, and it's turning into kind of a mouse-like creature. And then we're going to look around at maybe what parts of this we can add to it. And anyway, so I think that's about it. And I wanted to introduce you guys to a creature very quickly. And I also wanted to suggest that if you come up with some fun creatures that you would like to share with your classroom, to take a picture of it, and you can post it on your Google Classroom so we can have a virtual or digital gallery walk. So I know the third graders, I think I taught them what a gallery walk is. So it'd be really fun to show everybody our creations that we made. And I'll be right back with the creature.